Okay, so this is week one's assignment, and I'm going to go ahead and explain it a little bit. In this assignment, basically when you do this assignment, you are going to learn the practices of really, really successful people. It took me years to learn how to do this through trial and error and tips and tricks along the way, and then I really started digging into how this really works, and I'm sharing it with you with this assignment. So when you're done with this assignment, you're going to be more cognizant of your time, more thoughtful of your time, and which is great. You'll be more efficient with your time because of it. And so in this first part of the assignment one, you're going to do just that. Be mindful of your time. You're going to write down everything you do on a school day. So from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. And you're going to write down how long it takes. Now, I know I wrote write a letter. You can just write a list. And definitely throw this on like a Google slide or a PowerPoint. So you can write a list. So as soon as you get up, what time do you get up? Are you the type of person that needs to chill for a little bit, or hit the snooze button a couple times? Like, no judgment. That's just who you are. Fine. Write that down, because that time adds up. How long does it take to get, for you to get ready? Does you take a 10-minute shower, or do you take a 30-minute shower? Which person are you? And be honest with yourself, because again, this is your time. It don't matter to me. This is for you to get better. So, eating breakfast. Do you make your own breakfast? How long does that take to make your own breakfast? How long does it take to wash your own dishes when you're done? I would separate this into a morning routine, and then separate this into, how you get to school. The purpose of this is to really identify any areas where you can kind of trim time or be more efficient with your time. So, for example, if you take the bus or you Uber or your parents drop you off, and let's just say you had an exam on any particular day, and during that commute you can review a little bit. You can review while you're driving from your house to school, or if you're waiting for the bus, you can review for that math exam, or that history exam, or whatever. You can see how you can start interjecting certain things in your life in places where you normally wouldn't think of. And then when you get to school, each period, you can get an idea of what each class you take is going to be like. So, if you finish your work early in a particular class, or, there's not much going on in a particular day, but you still got other homework, let's just say you got 30 minutes left of class or 20 minutes left of class. And, because you finished so fast, or, there just wasn't much to do that day, you have two choices. You can either goof off and socialize, or you can be more efficient with your time and knock out that math homework that needs to be done. Maybe you can only do 5 or 6 problems, but that's 5 or 6 problems that you don't have to do at home. The idea is, when you schedule your time, and we'll get to what scheduling is all about. When you schedule your time, studies have shown that you have more free time. And it sounds backwards, but it's actually true. And the free time, you can do whatever you want. because that's your free time. But you have to see what particular areas have free time. And that's why you have this first part to do. And so, again, each class, you kind of get an idea of what you got to do. And if you have, even 5 or 10 minutes left, like, you don't necessarily have to pack up everything. Maybe you can read a little bit before class ends. Also, when you get home, do you get picked up or do you take the bus? Those are other things that like, if you take the bus, sometimes the bus takes long and you might be able to knock out some reading. You can see where you can be more efficient with your time. And then in the next part, I would categorize this in like different parts. So the part where you get home, what's your routine as soon as you get home? Do you take a shower because you want to take off the clothes that you were at school all day? You don't want to bring whatever to the house from your clothes. So it's really important to figure out what you do as soon as you get home. And the idea is that you can just log in what you normally do. And don't just tell me what I want to hear. Like I honestly, it's your life. The more honest you are with yourself, the better you will get at this. And so, so everyone knows what they need to do when they get home. You have a nightly routine and you have a weekly routine. Your weekly routine could include, like, I don't know, throwing out the trash. There's one particular day where the trash needs to be thrown out on the curb so the trash man can pick it up. Or, maybe you have chores you have to do. It can be planned. And so start documenting everything. Do you get your backpack ready before you go to bed? Just type up your nightly routine. And so that's part 1. And part 2, go ahead and watch these videos. So part 2 of assignment 1 is a weekly schedule and your weekly to-do list. But before we get to part 2, I want to talk about the Pomodoro Method. So the Pomodoro Method really talks about how you can be more efficient with your time. And what it states is that the average, it's based off of the human experience. And, the average person can focus on any given task or studying for about 25 minutes. Some people can do a little bit more, some people do a little less, but on average, about 25 minutes of solid focus. And that's important. It's important to identify that. And the reason why it's important is because you can plan your life around this maximum focus. Like, have you ever started reading and you get past 30 minutes and you're into your reading or studying, and you come to a point where you're reading a paragraph and you're like, oh, what the heck did I just read? What did I just read? And you got to read it again. That's because your mind lost focus. And what Pomodoro says is you can reset this focus by taking a break. And you can take a break in intervals. And typically the average person can take a 5 to 10 minute break. And you can schedule your life around this. And this is basically what a lot of your professionals do, your most successful professionals do, your CEOs, your billionaires, your millionaires, they all do this. You can focus for 25 to 30 minutes with maximum focus. After that, it starts to decline. And once it starts to decline, you notice it starts to decline, that means you need a break. And so what a break actually means is, or the reason why your mind starts to decline is the flow of blood tends to slow down. So what you need to probably do is get up and move around. And what I like to do during my breaks is I'll do a chore. And the reason why I like to do a chore is because I'm more productive with my time. I know I got to throw out the trash, or I know I got to do a load of laundry. It doesn't take that much time to toss a load of laundry in the wash, or take it out of the wash and throw it in the dryer, or wash the dishes. It doesn't take that much time, but it's enough to where you can get up and get stuff done. And you can see how you're so efficient with your time. Not only are you studying, you're getting your chores done. And not only are you studying, but you're getting the most efficient studying every time you study. And the idea is, let's just say you had, 6 hours of studying, or 6 hours of time, and you had to do a lot of studying. Using Pomodoro, you will get 5 hours of quality study and 50 minutes of break. As opposed to studying for 30 minutes with maximum focus, and then it declines and you're struggling the rest of the time. So now that you know about Pomodoro, go ahead and type up a weekly schedule of tasks that you normally would do. You can even schedule goof off time. Like, hey, I need 2 hours every night of goof off time. Well, you can schedule that. And when you get more efficient with this, you'll probably have more goof off time to do whatever you want. If you're a gamer and you want to game for, you can do that. Or you want to watch a novela on Netflix, hey, you can do that. But it's most important that, especially when you need to focus using Pomodoro, or also when you study and you need a break, sometimes you're hungry, sometimes you're thirsty. You need to stay hydrated. The reason why you need to stay hydrated, and if you really think about it, what happens to people in movies and in real life, but we've seen it in movies where people get severely dehydrated. Or if you ever watched like survival channels where people start dehydrating, they start making dumb decisions. They start making dumb decisions because, well, our body's made of mostly water, and our brain starts to lose focus. So stay hydrated so you can maintain maximum focus. And if your body's hungry, you're going to think about hunger before you think about whatever you need to study. So, snack on healthy foods, snacks. Stay away from caffeine, stay away from sugar, caffeine, sugar, and salt. They dehydrate you. and you will lose maximum focus if you're dehydrated. So, stuff like fruits, nuts, beans, really healthy snacks. Your body is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, or nitrogen and oxygen. So, foods that you eat are made up of the same, natural foods, healthy foods, are made up of the same chemicals, of the same chemistry. Once you start mixing other chemicals into your body, the body responds how it responds. And typically, you lose maximum focus. So, stay hydrated, eat healthy foods. You are what you eat, and that's what they mean by you are what you eat. If you eat healthy foods that match your body chemistry, you're going to be healthy. If you start eating junk, you're going to start losing focus, and your focus is going to be junk. So back to this. So the weekly schedule of tasks. You're going to schedule your week, Monday through Friday. You can do Monday through Sunday, that's fine. But at least Monday through Friday. And then you can develop a daily to-do list. Your daily to-do list should look like a list that you're just going to cross off. Hey, I need to do math homework. Hey, I need to wash the dishes tonight. And give yourself a time allotment for each task. So a certain amount of time to do each task. Because if you give yourself 3 days to clean your room, guess what? It's going to take 3 days to clean your room. But if you give yourself 30 minutes to clean your room, guess what? It's going to take 30 minutes or less. And if you start training yourself to beat the time that you give, you're going to have more time to do whatever you want. And that's that. You can use Google Sheets for a weekly schedule or to-do. So in Google Sheets, you can type in, or you can go to the template gallery. Here's the template gallery. Just click down on that. There's to-do lists. There's a schedule. You can use the template, and you just click on it. So to-do list. There you go. And it's already done for you. If you want to change the colors, you can change the colors. You want to leave it. That's fine. I just realized that this was out of screen. But yeah, there's a to-do list. And if I go back, I can go, grab the template for a schedule. But there you go. Throw that on a PowerPoint slide or the Google Slides, and you're done.